me, I be on my mission. Catch me, candid for these lenses. Catch me, one day whipping in these benches. Catch me, catch me, catch me. Catch me, like we playing on. Roll one, and you gon' sing along. Hey, sip some, and you gon' get your dance on. Catch me, catch me, catch me, drowning in ambition now.
Hi, I am Enrico Hartzenberg, and I'm today here with Couch Creatives. I'm a writer, producer, film and theatre maker, and performing artist. I am the director and founder of Hartzenberg Films. Let me blow my own horn. I am an award-winning producer. I am also so far I've done theatre, so Die Lig is Blou, Vloeibare Moed, Liefdesrooi, project managed Die Dans van die Watermeid. I have a film out, Sister Dingers, which won the award, and I have two coming out called Bone Deep and Mr. Isaacs. Yeah. How do I feel about what I've achieved so far? I think I am proud of myself. I think I'm proud to have done with what I can, where I am, and with my intellect and my resources. I mean, as everyone else, there are trials and tribulations, but I do not focus on them. I never give in to fear. Yeah. I think the world has a very big pandemic, which is trauma. And so I believe that my goals are to change identity, foster community, and to bring some form of healing to my community. Um, so far, all my work is about the unspoken struggles of society. And in that, I want to create work that is thoroughly researched, work that sparks conversations amongst people after watching a film or a theatre piece of mine. I think it's important to do so, especially with how fast the world is going, and how impatient people are becoming with themselves and their unspoken struggles. Dingers was literally my very first film for Hartzenberg Films. And I can recall when everything was done, pre-production was done, everything, and then 2 weeks before we went into production, my mom passed away. And the story was dealing with a queer body or a queer guy who lost his mom, and he's planning his mom's cremation and whatnot. So a lot of myself I kind of brought to the character, and I think we haven't seen something as Sister Dingers, which is about this very strong queer guy who has a lot going on, and he end up facing this homophobic attack, which, because I also, as a queer man, I have faced homophobic attacks, but was never scared or fearful of them. And Sister Dingers was an ode to the queer community, and to, I think in essence the message is that you don't know what someone else might go through, and therefore everyone should be kind, because kindness do open space for communication and for understanding, because people can become quite closed off, and when they have made up their mind about someone or something, they necessarily stick with that. And I feel Sister Dingers is about that, where we need to be kind towards each other. Van Adam Sir is about this matriarch who controlled these two children and sell them into a life of fame and fortune. And the matriarch is played by Leanne van Rooij. The kids are played by myself and the SAFTA nominee, Monique Rockman. Basically, I wanted to challenge basically how it happened was I was invited by Rules of Portraits to do a photo shoot, and so I've invited Leanne van Rooij and Monique Rockman to do the interview or the shoot with me. And on set, I just saw it like because we actors, yeah, so we don't pose like we portray with our eyes, because camera or frames is about what your eyes tell. And on that day, I saw characters coming alive, and that's when I started to write Van Adamse. And basically, I wanted to challenge the societal norms of seeing people of color, especially colored people, as the normal gangsterism, tonton. So I wanted to do something more heightened, and that was Van Adams. It is a world that we don't normally see in a South African context, and I wanted to just have the viewers see something else as opposed to just the normal gangsterism and twak. I think it's old fashioned. I think it's boring. I think there are very much new things coming alive. And so I want to also be the bridge of it. Yeah. Toyota Woordfear is literally a lifesaver. I mean, they said yes to a project of mine back in 2017, and I was a first year student at UCT, and I had my first professional show and also directed by Leanne van Rooij. So thank you to Sagi Bota, number one. But Woordfears was a great platform to show my acting skills and my writing skills, and really was the start also of my creative career as well. Artscape Theatre is a home. It's a home for so much stories, multiracial stories, stories of all walks of life. And so it has been a home for my stories for the past 3 years. Like Vloeibare Moed and Die Lig is Blou and Liefde is Rooi. And these partnerships have really sharpened my, especially Artscape, have sharpened my producing skills, have sharpened my writing skills, have sharpened my showrunner skills. And all the people at Artscape are just there to help me. And so I've learned a lot from the Artscape staff and how they have done so in being professional. So, many people know me as a voice for brown skinned people. I think it's important, especially being a young adult and especially being from the now times, to be able to challenge narratives about brown skinned people and to bring new stories, fresh stories to front. I mean, Die Lig is Blou was a horror story on stage. Have you ever seen brown skinned people telling horror stories? No. So I want to be the bridge for that, and also to change identity, and to foster community and to bring new and fresh stories to light. As a writer, I always go into the background of the characters, and I think once we understand the background of the characters, it becomes more informative, as opposed to the stereotypes, or understanding as to why these stereotypes occur. Yeah. Theatre and film are quite two diverse mediums. I mean, I studied theatre at UCT. I also taught acting at Bosch University as well. And these two mediums, my approach to theatre is always the larger emotion. It's always the very much using your body to convey the story. Whereas with a camera, it's called television, which means you only have a frame to convey a story. So I would also tone down my actors much more for frame. Also, framing is literally can see everything. So it's if you once you lock eyes with a frame, you can't lie because it will tell us your eyes are busy dabbling. But theatre will always be my first love. It will always be drama therapy for myself, and I think for many artists, because it is the one medium where you get to be large and just emote in such a way that if you deal with so much, you can just vomit that on the stage. And my writing for that is also quite big, and my writing for screen is very diverse because, for example, I would write in interior shots, exterior shots, and yeah. I think for me, it is always important that my audience leave with yo, wat was die of yo, that was intense, or of just some sort of conversation afterwards, because I don't write in metaphors. I don't, not that I don't believe in it. I just don't. I always think of my people, or I always think of my grandma. Is she going to comprehend what I'm writing? Yeah. So I think for me in theater as well, I write quite straightforward for it to go straight to the bone, for it also to hit home as well. I think once it hit home, people can relate to it, because as storytellers, we want to be a reflection of the world. And so I always want to be that, a reflection of the inner struggles, the inner turmoils, and above the surface level things that humans experience. Yeah. I'm excited about my next film, Mr. Isaacs. I think it's yet to be the next big thing in South Africa. It's with Aidan Chloe leading, and with myself, and well, directing with me was Crystal Donna Roberts, the SAFTA award-winning actress. And so in this film, it's an exploration of masculinity, and the inner struggles of what men go through, and how men suppress also the things that they go through. So I'm excited for Mr. Isaacs, and excited for the international stages and the national stages and the national stages to see this. Yeah, it's going to be such a hit. It's going to be such a new, fresh take of what goes on in the mind of Enrico Hartzenberg. If I were to cast any actor in my films or theater pieces, it would be globally. It will be Jarell Jerome. When they see us, I was literally gagged at how this man is playing his younger version and his oldest version as well. So I'm a massive fan of Jarell Jerome, and I think it's obvious I'm also a fan of Taraji P. Henson. Cookie of Empire, yes, my love. I think also with seeing her fierceness, and the way she was portraying Cookie. I mean, to go to jail for 17 years, come out, seeing your sons grow up, see your husband or your ex being such a multi-billionaire, and finding your way to navigate in that space after 17 years is quite something. So I would definitely cast them, and I will cast them give me 10 years. I'll show you guys. I'll cast them, because it's me, Enrico Hartzenberg. So the most unexpected thing happened to me was when I was doing my show in Stellenbosch called Live This Roy, and my character was wearing a jockey. And so I forgot to put on a tights, right? So it was dabbling, and in my mind I was like, hey, let me close my legs, because we don't want something to come out. So that moment was quite cringing, and it was holding back so much of my acting. And then I end up putting on my pants, which I shouldn't have, but I was just being cautious. Yeah. If I were to choose people for a fantasy film which is coming out in 2 years' time, I would definitely choose Monique Rockman. I would choose Monique Rockman, Leanne Van Rooy, Jarell Jerome. I would also choose Aaron Pierre, Aaron Pierre globally. I would definitely choose who's also my favorite, Vashti Prince. Yeah, Vashti Prince. I would also choose, what's the his name? what's this thing's name? I can't get to a name, but she's in a show currently on Trompoppies on Showmax. I think she's leading. Please comment her name, but she's a very good actress. My go-to or unwinding is always visiting a small town in South Africa currently. So I would go to, my latest one has been Stilbaai. So I would go there swimming, even in winter, like even in winter, I would actually like go swim in the beach. I would also read a book. I would also just be by myself. I love being by myself. I love doing my own stuff, yeah. I would definitely want to direct or want to be a showrunner for a sci-fi movie. Why I think it has so much possibility for fantasy and for the supernatural. Yeah.
You like supernatural?
I do. I love supernatural. I love my play Die Lig is Blou is a supernatural play, or has a bit of supernatural thing about it because it deals with two friends that plays a supernatural game that resurrects the ghost of a murdered family member. The worst piece of advice I received was to just go with the flow. You don't go with the flow. I would advise any upcoming artist to research about what you want to do, so that when you come into the profession that you thoroughly researched and can have conversations with professionals. I would be an unlimited budget, because then I can cast more talent as opposed to big stars, because I believe in that the world is full of talent. There are young people who looks for opportunities, and if I have unlimited budget, I can cast them cho-cho, because I love talent. Like I love good actors, I love good storytellers, I love talent, I love good talent. If I'm to choose for something I would want to work for the next 5 years, it would be film. Film is nice. Film is challenging. It is not always budget friendly, but film is nice. I love film. I love working with shots and angles. I mean, I learned in my recent film about a Dutch angle. Tux, I love you so much. Like, you are the one. I always get asked, like, how do people audition for my stuff? I don't do auditions because I believe in not wasting people's time, because I already know what I want. So if I've seen your past work, then I know I can die rol speel. But next year, Michelle Kluter have told me, Enrico Hartzenberg, you need to follow protocol. You need to open up auditions. So from 2025, I actually will keep auditions. And also follow me on Hartzenberg Films and Enrico Hartzenberg. And yeah.
Sip some, and you gon' get your dance on. Catch me, yeah. Drowning in ambition now. Wet. Turning all these tables now. Blip. Burning all these bridges down. Lit. Catch me, damn. Catch me.